don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you!
Hello there everyone, Tom here again, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at the Studio Series Constructicon Longhaul. This is number 42 in the series. I actually found this in the wild. I was at my local Target and just happened to run across it, and I couldn't believe it, so I had to buy it. He was $30. He is a Voyager, if I remember correctly. Yes. So, front of the box, side, back, he transforms in 21 steps, side, top, bottom. What do you say we go ahead and get old Longhaul here out of his plastic prison and take a look at him? Alright, so right out of the box we get Longhaul and his instructions, and he comes with the same desert scene as all of them. We've all seen it, so I'm not going to waste your all's time. Excuse me. The instructions look to be relatively standard Hasbro stuff here. I can't tell if I have to do anything right out of the box or what. Let's see here, he's the right foot. Well, let's see here. Right out of the box, I guess this comes up. I think that's how that showed in the instructions. Kind of like that. Okay. What about his arms? Is there anything with his arms? You would think they'd make this a little bit easier, but maybe not. Yep, apparently all we do is pull that up like that, and then he's the way he's supposed to be. Alright, so we'll fight with all that here in a little bit. Pardon me, excuse me. We're looking at about 6 and right about a ½ inches high, shoulder to shoulder. Now I'm going to measure from here to here. We're looking at about 5 1/4 depth-wise, right about 3 1/2-ish, 3 1/4. I mean, you saw me pull him out of the box, so I don't really have that much to say about him just yet. The head is on a ball joint, but you're going to get not much use out of it. The shoulders, it would appear we have extremely limited articulation on the shoulders unless we move them up and out like this, and then they'll go that high. 90 degrees elbow bend. And go forward that far. This is catching up in everything, so just be mindful of that. The legs. Let's see here. Just getting those out of the way. The legs. That's as far as he can do the Chinese splits. He can kick up that high, and he's not really getting much back, so just be mindful. Very stiff ratchets, I'll give it that. Thigh swivel is built right here at this joint. Knee articulation, he can get 90 degrees if you get this out of the way. Foot articulation, he has, this has got to be part of his, I mean surely that's part of his feet. Surely. Nothing down, nothing really up, so you get a rocker. So he's got insane rockers. With his legs going out as far as they can. That's the widest stance you're going to get, and that's still not as much rocker as you can have with him. This is an interesting character, to be sure. Pardon me. I haven't decided yet if I like him. I already know he's going to have some desert stuff put on him. No hand articulation. It's all molded into place. It doesn't open or anything. It's just there. Let's zoom in here and take a quick look at him. Can I get in a little further? I can. So he has some really wonderful paint. His head is painted quite well, considering the red eyes, the silver. It's more like a gunmetal, to be fair. This is plastic, but he does have a little bit, no, actually that's just molded detail right through here. It looks like paint, but if it is, I'm having a hard time telling. This is silver. This is gunmetal. This might be painted, I swear, I just can't tell. Silver, nice molded detail. This is paint. We have some gunmetal here, some gunmetal here, details there that come through. Moving on down, this is paint. It's got to be paint. Paint. I don't know why they didn't paint the hubcaps. That's probably going to be something I'll have to do, is paint the hubcaps. We've got silver that comes through here, a little bit of blue and black here. Yeah, a little bit of black. He's got a black stripe down the side here. Yeah, I haven't seen any repro labels set for any of these yet. There may be one, and I just haven't seen it. But remember, there's no Decepticon symbol on these, and that drives me absolutely bugnut crazy. So I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to put a Decepticon symbol on him in some place. We'll figure it out. Alright, I guess the next thing to do would be scale comparison. So transforming old Longhaul here really isn't all that difficult. I say that, let's hope I can do it in the first try. First thing I'm going to do is pop these toes up. They just slip right in. While applying pressure here, I'm going to rotate at the thigh so that your wheel is facing you. Okay. Now, these are going to connect right here. You can see they've got pins and ports, right? And it's kind of self-intuitive. You really have to work to mess it up. Is it possible? Absolutely. But it's unlikely. Also, my wheel keeps popping off right here for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe evil. Maybe voodoo. I don't know. Alright. So the next thing we do is we come here to the arms. And if you notice, they've got a part right here that slides in. First thing we want to do is come to this. There's the rest of the bed right here. You lift this up, and I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but there's a sliding mechanism right here. If y'all can see that. Just goes down and over, and it connects it all. So let's do this again. Pull this out, rotate it up. You can see the pin right here. Lift this up, extend, come down. Simple enough, right? Right. Alright. So these wheels, they plug in, if you can see right here. Just untab them if they have not already become untabbed. If you notice, there is a piece right here that's going to go into this flap. Mine doesn't work very well. I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself here. Pull this down and it will connect. There's some indentions right here for these bits right here, and then you have two posts right here that are going to go in right here. You can go ahead and bring that down. If your legs are straight, it should go in without any trouble, or a modicum of trouble. How's that? Might try one side and squeeze in the other side. See, mine's not squeezed properly. Get in there. Can you all see that gap right there? Yeah, you don't want that gap. That gap equal bad. And that's the correct way of doing it. There we go. Nope, there. There we go. I just squeezed it until it went the way it was supposed to go. No gap, see? Alright, now for the fun part. We have to rotate this on this hinge right here while bringing the arm up like this. So extend it out, bring it in, and there's a hole right here that will plug onto that port right there. And I have a hard time getting it lined up just perfectly on this side. It has to do with that inner joint there. This is on a slider. This little bit right here is going to plug into, there's a divot right here on this arm. It comes in, and then this just plugs in right there. That locks in. You can bring this in right here. There's a port and a pin. Lock that in place. Bring the wheel down. There is a divot, if y'all can see right there, where the wheel goes in, and that is a side completed. Pardon me. Let's see here. So we bring this up. We want the silver bit towards the inside. That's the other thing. Figuring out where to rotate these things at to get them where they need to be can be, yeah, let's just say problematic. Alright. Bend that over. Pull it out. Now, if this is consistent, this won't go flush for me. It just, if it's consistent. It may not be. I don't know. We'll find out here momentarily, won't we? Get in there, you. Come on, go flush. Go flush. Look, folks, you know why I do this, right? I've always said if you see me struggling with it, then there's a good possibility you'll struggle with it too. So, there we go, like that. So you want the silver bit there pointing inward. And if you notice, it's just not wanting to line up properly. Get in there. Don't be that way. Go to your home, man. Go to your home. Alright. Let's see, it's just not, it's not flush. There we go. Don't be that way, man. Go in there. Got that in. Got that locked in place. And see, I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but let me zoom in. Right here, this one is fairly flush. This one is not. And no matter what I do, I just can't seem to get it to go fully in there the way it's supposed to. It just doesn't, it's just not happy about it. And we bring this wheel down. Hopefully yours won't have the same issue mine has. Hopefully. But anyway, here is Longhaul in his vehicle mode. Now in this mode, he's measuring in at approximately 6.5 inches long by right about 3 inches high, and the widest part's probably these two wheels here. So we're talking about 3 3/4 of an inch. Pardon me. It does roll. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, and part of this is probably because it's not completely level. The wheels do roll, just not happily, as you can see. Yeah, this thing has lots of room for individuality. And yet, once again, we have no Decepticon stickers on this thing whatsoever. So, this thing really needs Decepticon stickers, at least in my humble opinion. Sadly, I think I'm going to have to put two, say, back here on the ends, and I might just put one. You'll never see it, though, is the problem. If I put one right here, it won't work. I might put a small one down here at the bottom, but put one right here. I don't know. Excuse me. I'm just not. I'm not enjoying this. Not having Decepticon stickers on them. It's really starting to bug me, I have to tell you. And I can always put one right here. And then what? Two back here? I guess I could do that. Say that size. Yeah, that ought to work. This may be movie accurate, and they may not have Decepticon symbols on them. I don't know. But what I do know is that, at least in my mind, they need them. So mine are going to have them. I know there's probably purists out there just pitching a fit. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's not supposed to be that way. It wasn't that way in the movie. Well, I'm sorry. This is mine. I paid the money for it. And if I want to put a sticker on the God blessed thing, then I'm going to find a way to get it off the paper. My X-Acto knife is being used for actual X-Acto knife work, so it's not actually in the room. Sorry, folks. There. Now he's officially a Decepticon. Okay, so I guess now the next thing to do is scale comparisons and put him into foot mode, right? Alright, so putting him into foot mode, because he is a foot, he turns into a foot. It's not horribly difficult, but it will be, pardon me, let me, there we go. So putting him into a foot mode, first thing we do is we unhook this, pardon me, from both sides, pull up here to disconnect it, pull this loose. Basically what we do here is we pull this loose, unplug it, spin this around, and there's a tab, if you can see right here, and there's a tab right in there. It's going to correspond to that port and that port. And basically all you do is you push your hand back in right here, your arm, and then you just connect your port there, connect your port there, and you're effectively done there. Let's do that on this side. Unplug, unplug, pull out, rotate around, push back in, and then reconnect there, connect there, and there. And that basically represents that. Now, unhook from right here where we spent so much time connecting it before, and it's not happy to do so, but it will do so. Rotate these just a little bit to give yourself the clearance you need, and rotate at these hips here. I found that if you hold it here and just kind of apply pressure, you can see, rotate these hips up and into proper position. Bring this down, and here's where that was going to connect to there. Now on my copy it's pretty it's not really connecting. It's bending the plastic more than it's connecting, and that's just not right. Last step, bring these around, unhook your wheels, bring them all the way down, and holding this, rotate your thing around, and that's his combine mode. This thing right here just kind of sits down there. It doesn't really have a locking point, it just kind of sits there. Now in this mode he's going to stand approximately 5.5 inches high. Lengthwise it's about 6 inches. Width-wise, the width wouldn't change, it's about 3 3/4. Okay, see, combine mode's not hard. It's just getting him to that point. I don't know. I may end up having to put some of the anti-skid stuff on it somewhere. I don't know, we'll figure it out. So this is usually where I do a little custom work, and I think I need to on this one. He desperately needs some color. So I suppose the next thing I need to do is get this guy back into truck mode and put some paint on him. Do 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 do. Final thoughts wise, Nemesis, what do you think you're doing?
What? I'm just taking a ride. Aren't I allowed to ride in the back of a truck?
Actually, I'm pretty sure in most states that's illegal.
Damn it.
So why don't you just get out of here? Rah! Sorry folks, have to tell you, I kind of like this figure. I like it a whole lot better after I've dirtied it up a little bit. And that's basically what I end up doing with my what do you call it, the personalizations, customizations. These things are just too pretty, and if they're too pretty, I don't like it. Also, I tried to paint the bed a little bit so it would be a little bit darker, and then I put my thumb in it, so I'm gonna have to fight on that one a little bit later. But you know, and I have to say, usually when I'm looking at a Devastator, I usually keep these things in Devastator mode, but these are probably going to be in vehicle mode. I'll probably combine them once and go from there, but yeah, I'll probably just keep it in vehicle mode along with the rest of them, so that may be a good thing, it may not be.
We do get to see Devastator though, right?
Yes, Nemesis, we're going to see Devastator.
The hell's that on your finger?
Is that any of your business?
It might be. No! 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 Ah!
Okay, folks, so the quality of this is typical Hasbro quality. It's not bad. It's not the greatest thing ever was. The plastic's decent. The playability, I like it. It's pretty simple to transform, and it's not difficult to get into combine mode, so there's always that. The cost of it, this was 30 bucks if I remember correctly. Found it, like I said, in the wild at Target. I never really expected to do so. Had to provide my own Decepticon symbols and my own customization paint. So I guess maybe grand total I have 35 bucks in the thing. That's after tax. So yeah, I can recommend it. I enjoy it. So hopefully you would too. I mean, I can't promise you would, but you never know. Also, I'm really considering getting an airbrush and seeing what I can do with some of this stuff. So I'd like your all's opinion on that. Anyway, this is Tom. Thanks for watching. Oh, one quick thing. Finally, after several years, my students have found my channel. So I'd like to say hello to all those students that are watching from, you know which high school you're from. Taking my college course. I see how you are. Alright, so anyway, this is Tom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you. Boy, that really does look bad, doesn't it?
Told ya. Ah!
I'll see you at the next review.
My spleen.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Another satisfied customer of Vitamin John. Operators are standing by. Go now. Try Vitamin John today. Operators are standing by. Go now.